While Moses' fasts were extraordinary encounters, the Old Testament contains only one fast explicitly commanded by God for the entire nation of Israel, the Day of Atonement, Yom Kippur, detailed in Leviticus 16 and reiterated as a statute forever in Leviticus 23, verses 27 through 32. On the 10th day of the seventh month, God commanded Israel, "You shall afflict your souls. It shall be a Sabbath of solemn rest for you, and you shall afflict your souls." The Hebrew phrase afflict your souls was universally understood within Jewish tradition to mandate fasting. The Hebrew word anah carries the sense of humbling, oppressing, or afflicting, often linked directly to self-denial. Another layer of meaning suggests to cover the mouth, resonating with Isaiah 58's description of an acceptable fast involving refraining from speaking one's own words or pursuing one's own pleasure. This affliction involved not just abstaining from food and water, but also from labor and sensual pleasures. No more unavailing self-effort to sanctify, having a form of godliness but denying its power. Yom Kippur was the most solemn day of the Israeli calendar, a national day dedicated to collective humbling, confession of sin, and seeking divine cleansing. It was the one day the high priest dared to enter the Holy of Holies, bearing the blood of the sacrifice to atone for the people's sin. Every single Israelite was commanded to participate in this fast. Failure to do so resulted in being cut off from the people, punishable by death. This severity underscores the profound importance God placed on this act of corporate humility. The fast was not an empty ritual performed to appease God, but rather to the required physical posture, reflecting an essential inward reality, a confession of national sinfulness, a renunciation of self-sufficiency, and a desperate cry for God's unmerited mercy. Fasting in this context of Yom Kippur was the mandated response to God's call for repentance and reconciliation. It served as a visible sign of an inner brokenness. A nation collectively bowed low before the ineffable majesty and holiness of God. Their annual observance set the theological tone for fasting as a primary means of humbling the soul, the nephesh, aligning the community with the covenant mercy of God and opening the collective heart to receive divine forgiveness and restoration. The connection between fasting, humbling, and accessing God's grace became deeply ingrained in the spiritual consciousness of God's people. God gives grace to the humble, and we are saved from sin by grace.